Hello guys, thanks for watching this video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use Google Fonts in your web design projects. So first of all, let me tell you what Google Font is. So Google Font is a web repository of fonts that was an initiative taken in 2010 by Google, and so it's actually the largest repository of fonts on the internet. And what is more special with Google Fonts is that every single font in the Google Font website is free of charge and it's open source. So it means that everyone that can use the fonts on Google Font platform, they can use these fonts in their design, be it for commercial purposes or for personal purposes. So feel free to use Google Font if you need to use some nice fonts in your web project. And so feel free to use it, just like so many other designers and developers, graphic designers and UX designer are doing. Another advantage of using Google Font is that, just like I mentioned, is that the fonts on the Google Font platform are completely free of charge, so you don't have to pay for it in order to use it in your project. And that the fonts are also of good quality. Means that they would definitely correspond to the kind of project that you are working on. And it also easy to implement. There are very simple methods that you can use in order to implement these Google Fonts in your project. And you can also download the fonts file locally on your machine in order to use these fonts on your project offline. So like I said, there are so many methods that we can use when we want to implement Google Fonts on a web project. So I'm going to show you these methods. So the first method would be by using the link that we're going to add in our HTML file and our CSS file. So what we can do, the first step will be to go on the internet and type Google Font in our Google search bar. And when we click on search, the first link will be the Google Fonts, will be the link to the Google Fonts website. If you click on that, so it will direct us to the Google Font website. So this is actually the Google Font website, and you can see here we have a list of fonts that are available for us to use. And as you can see here, we have like 988 font families that are available that we can use for free on our web project. So we can also filter these fonts according to categories, language, font properties, and here we also have a search bar where we can search for a specific font. Like if you have a font in mind that you want to use and you want to search for it on Google. For example, if I want to search a font called Letter, like here, as you can see, I have it appearing here because I have searched it from the search bar. So after getting on the Google Font website, what we can do is to look for the specific font that we want to use in our web project. So one way we can do that is by using the search bar. Like if you have a specific font that you know that you want to use, and you can search for it here using the search bar. Or if you want to explore more fonts, you can just scroll down here. As I'm scrolling down, you can see that I have the list of fonts that are, appearing here down. So you can just pick and choose the font that you find that will be suitable for your project, for example, and then use it in your web project. So after you have determined which font you want to use for your project, what you have to do is to click on this plus sign here. And when you click on the plus sign, it's going to select the font and add it to, you know, a list of selected fonts. You know, so by clicking on the plus sign, it allows you to add the font to a selection. And you can also add multiple fonts. Like here we have one font family that has been selected. I can say that, okay, I want to add a second one, like this font here, I can add it, and you will see that it will say that two families selected, like two font families selected. Okay, so like if you also wanted to choose a third one and you had it in completely in mind, you can type search for it on in the search bar here, or you can scroll down and then just click on the plus sign. It will automatically add it to the selection here. So the next thing we have to do is to click on the selection drawer here. When you click on that, you have the list of fonts that you have selected. You have the Roboto and the Open Sans that we have selected here. So now, if we want to use like these fonts in our project, let me remove this one. I have this font here. We want to use it in our web project, like a website that we are building. And here we have all the instruction that we need to put in place. So here we have two ways that it's showing us. You have the standard way, and we can also use this second method, which is the import method. But I'm going to show you first the standard method or the standard way to add your website in your code, to add the Google font link in your code. Okay, so first of all, what we need to do is to copy, as it says here, we have to copy this link and add it inside our HTML file. And this link, we will have to copy and paste it inside our CSS file. But before I do that, I just want to show you this button here. When you click on that, you can add more style. Okay, so to the font that you want to import inside your project. Like you can see here, we have more style, more, you can add font weights and styling. If you want to import the italic version of the font, you can click on here. You see, when you click, so when we come back here, you will see that the link will be will change because we have added more properties to the font that we want to import. Okay, and what we have to do now is to add this link here inside our our index.html file. So I can come here, I have my index.html file here, and what I can do, I have to add it here just before my style.css file. Okay, I just copy and paste it here. And notice that if I remove this link, I had created this HTML file where I want to showcase this message. How are you doing today? And then I also linked it to my CSS file. And as you can see here, inside my CSS file, I have not specified any font family. So in the body, I just have the margin, the padding, the position, the top, and all that. So if I open this project in my browser, the font family will be, the default font family showing here. Okay, so this is by default, since I did not precise it in my CSS file nor in my the index.html file. So there's no styling of the font family here. Now you will see that it will change as soon as I add this link, from the Google font website. And then what he said is that I also had to add the CSS code, inside my CSS file. So this is the font family. One way I can do that is to come to the text here, because I want the text to have this specific font family, and paste the CSS code inside. And then if I come back to my project here and refresh it, you see that the font has now changed. So it's now picking the font family from the Google font website. So this font family is now picking because I have added this link in my .html and then the style.css here. So this is one way to do that. The second way we can do that is by using the import method. Okay, I'll just save it. If I go back to the Google font website here, as you can see, so this is the standard way, the method that I used. I've shown you just a couple of seconds ago. And there's another way, which is the import. So with the import, what I have to do is just copy this code here, copy it. So if I want to copy it inside my .html file, so I need to copy it with the style tag here. But if I just want to copy this code inside here, I will have to paste it inside my CSS file, okay? So I copy it and come and place it on top of my CSS file here. And then I need to use the font family again. Yeah. If I use the font family and paste it here. So as you can see, I've not saved it yet. So here I have the default font that is showing here, okay? So if I come back to my project and save all the file, in order for it to take into account all the codes that I have added. And if I come back to refresh here, you will see that now the font is picking. So this is the second way that you can actually do that. So now the third way that you can, third method that you can use to add Google font inside your web project is by downloading. Let me search for another font. Okay, so I will take this font here and add it to the selection. Okay, so by downloading the font locally on your machine. So as you can see here, you have the download button. If I click on download, it's going to download the font file inside my machine. So after downloaded, I have to unzip the file. And when I unzip the file, you can see here inside my file, this is what I get. So what we can do if you want to use this font in our web project is I can copy this file, copy it, and go inside my web project directory, create a new folder, and I can call that folder fonts. And inside the folder, I will just paste my font file that I have copied. I can rename this font and just call it okay, this name, Legend Geiger, I think. So after I've done that, the next thing that I will need to do is to come inside my CSS file and link my CSS file to that file that I have just copied and pasted inside my project directory. So in my CSS file, what I need to write is this code at font face and open the brackets. And inside, I need to write source src URL, open the brackets. And inside the bracket, I need to specify the font, the path to the font that I have just copied and pasted. So I saved that file inside a folder called fonts. So I need to write fonts, and inside font, I need to write the name of the file that I copied, okay? And the name of the file was this name, legzengeiger.ttf. So that TTF is the format of my font file. And after, I need to add this code, font family, and I need to give the name that will refer to this particular font that I want to import inside my project. So as for me, I would just call it the same name. Okay. Like this. So the L will be capital L. And then I have to just copy the font family if I want to use it in my project, like copy it, and my text, I want to give it this font family. So I just have to say font family and then the name that I have chosen to refer to that font from here and save it. If I save and come back to my project here, you see that now the font has changed. So this was pretty much it. There are maybe other methods that you can use, but I wanted to show you these three methods that you can use in order to add Google Fonts in your web project. And I hope this video has been informative to you. And please don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe to this channel. And let's meet again in the next video. Thanks for viewing.